Hello everyone, Pam here, and I'm going to continue reviewing Learning from the Stranger. This week our focus is on Chapter 5, Plausible Ways of Falling Short. David Smith on page 77 says, quote, "We have developed a creative range of ways of falling short without feeling bad." What's he talking about? He's actually addressing several roadblocks to cultural learning. Some of us plead purity. We remain in our silos and we fear that our faith is at risk if we embrace other cultures. Others just settle for tourism. We travel to different places and we're more focused on capturing the moment on film and then digesting it later rather than engaging in culture. Technology has opened the door of our world right into our homes, but there are barriers still. More on that later. If we travel throughout the world, most people speak English, but that does not mean that cultural connections will be shared. Some just give up and claim that intercultural learning is just for specialists. On page 77, Smith echoes a popular conflict people have. Why should my cultural identity within which there are accepted ways of being Christian be sacrificed to someone else? This question reveals the heart of many of us who struggle with understanding other cultures. So I am going to try to get meaning using Hofstede's cultural orientation. Understanding cultural orientations can help navigate some of the conflicts and challenges that this chapter addresses. In chapter 5, Smith had described a story of passed on from an Anglo-American teacher working with Native American children of elementary age. The teacher had complained the grading was unfair because some students got bad grades while others got good grades. If the teacher didn't understand cultural values, it would be easy to not connect with her students. The Native American children were from a collectivist background or mindset, and their view that was if the teacher failed one student, we all failed. The teacher was probably from an individualistic mindset. Not that either one is better or worse. This is just descriptive information. Knowing our cultural values can support intercultural relations. Smith also described a colleague who was having a problem with a Korean student in his class. He expected all students in his class to participate in a group discussion. The Korean student received a low grade and approached the professor, who didn't understand why she was questioning her grading, because he had clearly articulated in the syllabus that if you do not participate in discussions, your grades will be affected. The Korean student probably was from a high power distance upbringing and therefore felt uncomfortable or even may have felt disrespectful if she had to speak up in class. Another example Smith cited was the challenge with communication between his students and the German cohorts. The German students were very direct in their communication style, which the American students considered rude or blunt. Smith describes the difficulty in communication between the German and the Americans on page 88. In one exchange between Eric in the US and Enki and Catherine in Germany, Eric ended up withdrawing in anger partway through the semester and refusing to engage in further communication. Hofstede found that even though both Germans and Americans are low context communicators, there's even a continuum of difference within their communication style. I'm going to end with this quote. It says, "It does, however, mean taking time to consider whether the voice of a cultural stranger can edge me closer to the contours of God's kingdom, enriching my cultural identity by helping to flavor it with love, compassion, and justice." Let's embrace cultural learning because that might be God's plan for helping us connect with one another and love one another deeply. Thank you.